It is now 9:34, and I will call the Community Development and Housing Committee to order. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Mr. Hauser.
Here.
Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is absent. Mr. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Schlepper. Mr. Schlepper is absent. Ms. Simon. Here. You have a quorum.
Clerk, is there any public comment?
No, Mr. Chair, no one has signed in.
Members, you guys have viewed the meeting minutes from the last committee. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved. So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Seeing none, the minutes are approved. Clerk, will you read the first item into record?
Resolution 2025-0099, awarding a total sum not to exceed $50,000 to Beat the Streets Cleveland for the Slavic Village Youth Facility Project from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Who is here to speak to the item?
Hello. Oh, okay. Hello, my name is Demetrius Williams, the Executive Director of Beat the Streets Cleveland. Is my slide on? Yeah, coming up. Oh. Oh, there you go. All right, so yeah. My name is Demetrius Williams, Executive Director of Beat the Street Cleveland. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization that was founded in 2016, and our mission is to positively alter the life trajectory for K-12 student athletes in the city of Cleveland by giving them access to youth development, mentoring, and the sport of wrestling. So I tell people all the time, we're very intentional on our mission, but we're not a wrestling program. We are youth development and a mentoring organization. We use the sport of wrestling as a tool to engage the kids, but to create quality young men and young women of the future. In 2023, we had the opportunity to purchase our own facility in the Slavic Village neighborhood to conduct programming. And they're going pretty good, but we learned a lot of areas of improvement. When we purchased it, used to be a Dollar Tree store, so it's a big open platform. And we learned that, so doing programming in that space, it's kind of hard to do simultaneous programming. We're impacting a nice amount of kids, but in order to be fully effective, efficient, and effective with our space, we're doing a renovation project to make it more conducive for that. We're looking to do a fully renovated space where we can add classroom, office spaces, counseling spaces, showers, space for kids so we can have in a big space for kids to do some training, athletic, we can do some tutoring, we can have some space for do academic support, mentoring, social emotional learning. We're trying to create a space where we can have a one-stop shop for all our youth in the community. And so we're asking for $50,000 to help us in that project. And I think with your support, we'll be able to change even more lives than we're supporting right now. On this next slide here, I have an example. I have a floor plan of what we're trying to achieve. As I mentioned, there are going to be some office spaces, some classroom spaces where we can have group projects going on simultaneously. So we can essentially have maybe 4 or 5 different projects going on at one time so we can be able to impact the kid athletically, mentally, physically, working in maybe in a counseling session, maybe have a session talking about social emotional learning. We can do that on the same time. Or if say a kid needs to get away from the group and have a private area to talk about whatever's going on in their life, we'll be able to create a space for that. In comparison to right now, this whole entire space is one space. So if we don't have the ability to kind of separate kids or do simultaneous program. So you may be, all right, so just to elaborate more on what we're doing to be the so what we do, in addition to, like I said, to the wrestling component and creating quality opportunity for our kids, we do the community development, educational skill development, we do health and wellness, and then a mentorship program. In 2024, we were able to impact over 1,320 kids, and that's doing programs within our facility and various community sites throughout the city of Cleveland. and do a deeper dive. In 2020, 2022, we work with about 1,200 kids. 2023, we work about 1,500. And 2024, as I mentioned, it was 1,320. It went down a little bit because we had different opportunity within CMSD that would change on the funding, but this year we anticipate it being even higher. But we're seeing a consistent growth outside of this year, but we're expecting a consistent growth, especially with the renovation of a facility. Just give you a snapshot of the money that we have raised so far. The project overall is expected a little under $2 million project. So far, we have raised over $936,000. And as you see on the screen, we have a few companies that already supported us already. Dick's Sporting Goods, Cleveland Cliff, a lot of personal and private donations, over 300,000 private donation, Western, Yokomo Foundation, and then we're expecting a different contribution from the Higley Fund, Mandel Foundation, and Cleveland Foundation in the near future. That's my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.
I'd like to open it up to my colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So it looks like you're about $1 million short right now?
Mm-hmm.
And you said there's some on here that are pending. What do you anticipate from them?
Yeah, so we're already in conversation. We already did the application. We actually been invited from the Higley Fund to get around $250,000. We already had a conversation with Mandel about getting $300,000 from the Mandel Foundation, and then our goal is once we have that, to get the last 25%, 20% from the Cleveland Foundation. So I already been in conversation with Darlene Tony from Cleveland Foundation. And it is in addition to any, we have some other private donation that we're expecting, but even outside of the private donation, we have a path to victory with those three major foundations.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I have a question. So you said you purchased this property already?
Yeah. So we purchased the property in 2023. So we actually had a donor gave us the money as a loan for the facility for about $1 million in 2023. So the $2 million that we're raising, the million is to pay back the loan for that guy, the donor that gave us the loan, and then the other $1 million is to do the renovation. Yeah.
So is it a secured loan?
Yeah. So it's no interest, and actually he's given us time to pay it back. So we're good about that. He said we're going to have to make the first payment for like 5 years, so 2028.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happens if you don't get the funding that you're counting on?
So it's a good situation. So if let's say we don't get some of that funding, we could still be able to do the renovation. We'll just have to get more donation to pay the loan back. So we still got 5 years to pay that back. So we'll still be able to do the renovation.
So you'll renovate it and then,
We still work on raising funds to pay back the loan within the next 5, 6 years. Yeah. Yeah. So the renovation is the priority.
who has title to the property? The nonprofit does?
Say it again.
Who has title to the property?
So we actually have the title to the organization, to the building already. Yeah,
organization.
the organization does.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And this 50,000 is going toward the renovation?
Yes.
Thank you.
Director Williams, tell me more about you guys' school collaborations. What schools are you working with?
That's a great question. So we're in several different schools throughout the city of Cleveland and community centers. So within the Harvey Rice wraparound school. What's great about that, we're doing programs during the school day. In the past, we were doing stuff before school and after school, and sometimes the attendance would vary. But during the school day, we have a consistent attendance, about 30 to 40 kids, actually about 60 kids per day. So it's like 3 classes of 20 kids. And it's amazing. We do that about 6-week session. We're actually going to be starting again in the next couple of weeks, do a 6-week. And we also do stuff in Friendly Inn and in the central neighborhood. Do stuff at Cadell Rec on the west side of Cleveland. And also we're going to be doing stuff with R.G. Jones on the west side. We're looking to do stuff again in the Anton Gardenia in the Garden Valley neighborhood. And then we're also looking to expand it a little bit more. At one point, we was in about 15 schools. Funding was decreased in the city of Cleveland, school district for a little bit. So now we're working our way back and getting back to around like 10 by the end of this year.
And then my last question, Director Williams, what age group do you think you guys impact the most?
Great question. So just looking at our statistics, majority of our kids, so we work with kids between kindergarten and 12th grade, but majority of the kids between the ages, I'm noticing is between like 9 and 13. That's majority of our kids. It's like that middle school, right? Elementary, middle school, high school kids. We work with a lot, but I see that the biggest impact I see is high school, but the majority of numbers is the 9 to 13-year-olds. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I was able to tour your facility this summer, and so I'm familiar with the great work you guys are doing.
Thank you.
In the South Village area. So I would definitely like to add my name as a sponsor. And I think you guys are in a great location, especially right across from where the boys and girls are. You're able to connect with some of those students as well. So if I don't see any further questions, this is ARPA money, so it will have three readings, but we will definitely keep you updated.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Appreciate you.
Have a good day.
If we could have a motion.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll move to adopt this and move it to the next full council meeting for second reading.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion has been approved.
Resolution 2025-0113, awarding a total sum not to exceed $15,000 to the Cleveland Restoration Society for the East Cleveland Heritage Home Program from the District 2 and District 3 ARPA Community Grant Funds.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Crowther, and I'm president of Cleveland Restoration Society. And Jasmine Prezenkowski is the team leader for the Heritage Home Program. Thank you very much for initiating this sponsorship of the participation of the East Cleveland in the Heritage Home Program. It's a location where we've really wanted to work. We've worked there a little bit in the past, but because of uneven funding there, uneven leadership, we haven't been consistent. And I appreciate the initiative from County Council, particularly Councilmember Hauser, in suggesting this ARPA award for 3 years of participation from East Cleveland. East Cleveland is a city where we should all be in our community, all hands on deck. And one thing we can do that you're going to see with Jasmine's short presentation is help homeowners with their older houses. That's our core expertise through the Heritage Home Program, which we offer in partnership with the county, the financial loan component. So with that, I will turn the presentation over to Jasmine Prezenkowski, but I'm certainly here for questions. She knows most of the answers, though.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and I'm here to talk a little bit about the Heritage Home Program. Kathleen already talked. We're part of the Cleveland Restoration Society, and our goal is preserving, protecting, and celebrating historic places and properties, and our program is one way that we do that at the organization. We have a couple eligibility requirements for homes to participate. They do have to be 50 years or older, but not historic. So we're looking at homes built in 1975 or beforehand. They do have to be residential, 3 units or less, which does qualify condos as well. And then a participating city, which this would make East Cleveland. We do 2 main things in our program. We have our free technical resources, and then we have low interest financing. Our free technical assistance is impartial advice that we're giving to homeowners to help eliminate concerns and just help them get the job done on their home. Old homes take a little bit of extra care, and so we understand modern needs for them, and we're trying to help homeowners reach their goals. One of our biggest forms of technical assistance is going to be a site visit. It's a 30-minute consultation with one of our construction specialists. It can be over the phone, virtually, but most commonly in person, where they answer questions about anything a homeowner has questions about. So project prioritization, energy efficiency, maybe they see water coming in and they're not sure how to fix that. If our construction specialists can put their eyes on it, they'll give their best advice. We also offer color consultations. This is to help homeowners who are looking to paint the exterior of their home and they might have issues or problems picking the right colors, or maybe they just need a little help deciding. We're here for that. And then along with our site visits, we automatically send homeowners contractor resources. So that's names and phone numbers of contractors who are in our database, who have either applied or we worked with in the past. And homeowners can reach out for this elsewhere. So if they just are looking for contractor names, we can provide those and we can review estimates. We are not trying to sell them anything, so we can look over their estimates to make sure that everything is in there that would look right for an estimate so they're getting a quality job. And all that's available on our website where homeowners can schedule as well. And the technical assistance, it's the free service, it's the heart and soul, but we also have a low interest financing option through our program, which is partnered with the county, as low as 2% for a home repair loan with us. We do have design standards that we hold homeowners to, but interior and exterior projects qualify. There are some more eligibility requirements, but we lay this all out for homeowners in the literature that we provide them. Most projects qualify. The only thing that we do not allow currently is vinyl and luxury items. We're really looking to make things permanent to the home, permanent changes. So a lot of exterior, like planting flowers and things like that, would also not be covered. And if homeowners are curious as to why, we're always happy to explain or provide them alternatives. Application process, they really just need to get their estimates and submit a paper application to us. We review it. Again, we're going to do a really thorough review of their estimates to ensure their contractor is doing everything right and they're going to have a really great project. Then they go to the bank. It's about a 2-month period total for the application process. And then it's a specialty loan, so those funds come back to our office where we administer them for the homeowner. We only pay contractors upon the homeowner's approval, so we have to have their approval in writing before we can pay them. We're also going to ask contractors for permits and inspections to ensure they're following the local building codes. We do have 2 partner banks we work with. We work with Key Bank and Third Federal. They're both a little different there. The main thing is that they have different term lengths, a little bit different interest rates, and they do have some specialty things. So Key, no income limit, but then Third Federal will work with tax payment plans. And then finally, we like to do a final walkthrough with homeowners just to ensure that they're really happy with the product before we release that final payment to the contractor. And we've done a lot of different projects. I'm going to flip through real quickly. This homeowner, they did a site visit, they did a color consult, then they did our loan with us, so they ran the full gamut of the services. Mechanicals, electrical, we can replace furnaces. And then remodels, some people are just looking for some aesthetic updates. We're happy to do those. And garage is a really big one. So we do a lot of garage projects, a lot of driveways, and those are vinyl is allowed. So we've been doing a lot in a lot of communities, but I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Great. I'm really happy you're in East Cleveland. That's amazing. And hopefully this is only the beginning with that assistance. So this 15 goes toward participation in the program. This is, I guess I missed that. How does this, what exactly is the?
Yeah, so the 15's for
Technical.
3 years total in the program, and that participation includes running the services, so the staff that runs the program.
So it's overhead for you, or?
Yes, and we
Okay.
also include, this includes a mailing to homeowners to inform them that the services are available. And we also get out there and do a presentation directly in East Cleveland to inform them.
Do the cities ever participate in that mailing expense, or that always comes through your organization? Because I get mailings in South Euclid.
Yes,
Just
yes.
got one from the mayor, I think. So is that coming, whose budget is that from?
So every year the cities pay to participate, and a renewal cost is associated with, and depending on what they choose, postcard or a mayor's letter, that cost is adjusted.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming out. Can you talk to maybe just the economic and community impact this program can have on a city like East Cleveland?
Absolutely. So East Cleveland, even the technical assistance alone, whether they go with the loan or not, which is kind of like the icing on the cake, it's an educational resource for homeowners. So it gets them started with their projects. They might have a concern and they don't know where to go, and we can help answer those questions and get them connected to resources to at least start the process. We want them to be with contractors who are going to be really quality contractors. We know contractors are getting harder and harder to find, and we're continually trying to update our database and get more, especially on the lower east side of the county. So That's one way. And then the loan, like I said, is just a really phenomenal product. So the more people that can use it, it's great. It's so much lower than current interest rates and home equity lines of credit. So it gives a lot more people an opportunity to get their jobs done.
Great. Well, I think this is an excellent program. I think, to your point, especially underserved communities, being able to get financial and technical assistance is important, and to be able to bring this resource to East Cleveland is important. I know I kind of advocated for the 3 years, so no matter what happens, the other residents of East Cleveland will be able to benefit from this program. So I'm happy we have this on the agenda. I'd be remiss. I want to acknowledge both Council President Dale Miller and Councilman Marty Sweeney for their support for this program, and Mayor Saran of Cleveland Heights is the one who brought this to my attention. I want to make sure I acknowledge him as well. And so if there is no further questions, I would like to, because this is COVID money, we will have 3 readings. If there's no further discussion, I'd like to move this motion forward to the next council meeting for second reading.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The item has been approved.
Resolution 2025-0114, awarding a total sum not to exceed $125,000 to the Village of Walton Hills for the Walton Hills Event Center and Base Storage Facility roof replacement from the District 6 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Good morning. My name is Rob Kalman. I'm the street commissioner for the Village of Walton Hills. The village was before committee in '23 and requested $250,000 in ARPA funding to repair the roof on our village hall, our administration section, and we have a building department community room as well. We were able to complete that roof in the fall of '24 for $110,000. We're currently completing the inside ceilings and so forth. Forecasted expenditures around $15,000. So out of the $250, we're going to be utilizing about half of it. Before you today, requesting to utilize the other half to replace the roof on our Village Event Center, and there's a small storage facility over there. The Event Center is a 12,000 square foot facility. It houses our recreation department offices and hosts weekly exercise classes, book clubs, annual holiday parties, and it serves as our village's voting location. The 6-bay storage facility, it's used for storage of recreation items, including recreation vehicles for community trips and senior transportation. I'd like to thank the committee on the consideration for our use of the balance of the funds, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Good morning. How many residents are in Walton Hills?
2,400.
Okay. And so I think this would be really helpful to your smaller village and community, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Just so I understand that this was previously awarded, you just want to be able to use it at this point?
It was previously awarded for our village hall, and we completed it. We came in $125,000 under budget, under the $250 awarded. Our agreement said that I had to be specific. It could only be utilized for what I applied for the first time. So then I reached out and I said, can I use the balance of it to make other improvements to other facilities in the village? So that's why I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Sounds like a good project. Thank you.
Thank you.
It sounds like a good project to me as well. Just point of clarity, how much of the remainder funding are going towards the center versus the facility? So it looks like
So the community event center,
Yep.
that would be the bulk. It's a 12,000 square foot facility. We're replacing, it's a asphalt shingled roof on there. We're replacing the shingled roof. The smaller facility is 3,000 square foot. It's like a large garage to house the vehicles, the transportation vehicles.
Got it. Are these cost estimates or is these like a bid? Are these out for bids?
These have not been out for bid. They'll go out for bid. They are cost estimates.
Okay. So since it hasn't been out for bid, we don't know who will oversee the project as of yet.
I oversee all projects.
You oversee everything?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this seems like a very valid project, and if I don't see any, Councilwoman.
I can make a motion, move this out of committee to the next full council meeting for second reading.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. We will move it to second reading council meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have any miscellaneous business?
There's no other matters for consideration.
I can just let the committee know, the chair know that I'm working on revisions to the CDSG amendment. So I think that would probably come back at your next meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you,
Okay.
Councilwoman.
Thanks.
No other business.